Now this woman who's standing right here.
Yeah.
The question is, was
He
Marlon...
says that Marlon Brando was talking with a mouthful of marbles. You're asking if that's true or if what's the question?
Is that true?
Okay.
Was that true? Was it true?
Well, of course he didn't talk with Marlon. But Marlon Brando, as an actor, he was so wonderful, and it was easy to work with him. What he would do is he'd be sitting here like I'm here, and I would go to him, and the first thing he'd do is he'd go like this. And he was asking where the camera cut. In other words, if it was here, he knew that everything he did in here would be seen, but nothing would be seen down here. He really acted with what was in the frame. The other thing about Marlon, he didn't like to talk acting talk, like, getting into the verbiage that sometimes we use in acting. He didn't mind saying, be more angry, or be more happy, or be more funny. In other words, he liked simple, like we all understand easily, be more hurt, or something. And he liked that. But I learned a great thing about him is that he responded very well to props. In other words, if I wanted him to do something, and I put some Italian provolone cheese, I knew he would do something with it. Well, in fact, in the beginning of the movie, that scene in the beginning, we did, I think, kind of 6 or 7 takes when he says, Buonasera, you come to me, all that stuff. But there was a real cat. It wasn't a movie cat. There was a real cat running around in the studio. And for the 3rd take, I just picked it up and put it in his hand. And he didn't say to me, what do you want me to do with this cat? He just used it. And that's what he was like. He was, he was a genius. But he was easy to work with because he just magically did it. We were having trouble because the studio had cut out of the script the scene where he dies in the tomatoes. And they said, well, if you just cut to the funeral, everyone will know he's dead, so what do you have to shoot that for? So I said, but I think it's nice he's playing with his grandson. And so they cut it, but we were shooting that party, the wedding, and I put some tomato here, and I tried to get ahead of lunch where I had like 10 minutes, because at lunch they cut you and you have what's known as a meal penalty. And if you don't give the crew lunch, you gotta pay them $100 each or something.